Hi, I'm Holly Agnes Higgins. You can give yourself a new beginning, a fresh start, a clean slate, anytime you choose. That is the power of forgiveness. No matter how long you've struggled with something, no matter how painful or frustrating it's been, no matter how hopeless it may seem, it can be different. Forgiveness is a miraculous energy that is freely given to humanity from the divine, however you refer to the divine. The job of every human being is to learn how to receive this energy and then to give it to others. In many ways, it's like the air. The energy of forgiveness is all around you all the time, freely so. And it's life-sustaining and life-generating because, as a human being, you will make mistakes for the rest of your life, and so will others. For many, those mistakes end up, over time, just making them smaller and smaller, less and less of who they truly are. But with the energy of forgiveness, regardless of the magnitude of the mistake you've made or the harm that has been caused to you by another, you can become more, stronger, wiser, more powerful, more successful, more loving, more. Your own mistakes and failures, others' mistakes and failures that have harmed you can actually become opportunities for you to grow and change. With forgiveness, you truly can become more out of anything. Now, forgiveness doesn't mean that you condone what has happened, whether that's something you did or another. It doesn't mean you want to be friends or in a relationship with the offending party. It doesn't mean that whatever happened is okay, or that it's still not impacting you, perhaps even severely. And it certainly doesn't mean that you're going to forget, or even that you should forget. What it does mean is that you're setting yourself free. The warden has to spend just as much time in jail as the prisoner. When you won't forgive yourself or another, you are condemning yourself to jail. You are imprisoning yourself, either locked inside that jail cell yourself or watching over the one you've jailed. Either way, you're living your life inside a prison. And when it comes to another you won't forgive, you're carrying them with you wherever you go. Whether you're aware of it or not, they're with you at breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. They're inside all your relationships, interfering with those you love and care about the most. They're standing between you and your most heartfelt dreams. Even if the person you haven't forgiven seemingly has nothing to do with other parts of your life, when you won't forgive them, they are impacting you 24/7, and therefore impacting every aspect of your life, whether you are aware of it or not. The same is true when you won't forgive yourself. This lack of forgiveness makes it so much harder and sometimes even impossible to receive love. It impacts all your relationships because it's impacting you. And it stands between you and what you really want in life, like an impassable wall between you and your desires. In fact, one of the biggest reasons people are unable to manifest their dreams is because they won't forgive themselves for something and therefore are punishing themselves instead by denying themselves what they really want. But it need not be that way. Forgiveness is a skill that anyone can learn. It's a process with discrete, concrete steps that you can become quite skilled at, that you can even master, where forgiveness becomes as natural to you as flight to an eagle. It's actually part of who you are. In a sense, you have esoteric receptors in your consciousness for this energy. The divine has not only given you this gift of forgiveness, but they've also given you the ability to receive it. It's just a matter of being willing, and then learning the steps of how to use this energy to free yourself. I've created 3 workshops on learning how to call and receive miracles. In the 3rd workshop, we focus on forgiveness because forgiveness is a miraculous energy. Also, when people won't forgive themselves for something, they often deny themselves the very miracles that they seek. This workshop not only includes a detailed forgiveness process with discrete, concrete steps, But there's also an incredibly powerful guided meditation that you can use to forgive yourself for anything. But short of that, let's do a brief exercise right now so that you can experience what's possible with this miraculous energy of forgiveness. In this case, like the workshop, we'll focus on self-forgiveness, forgiving yourself. Okay, think of something that you've done that you really wish you could erase. Perhaps you did it to yourself, or maybe you did it to another, but it's something that you really wish you could erase. I'll stop here for a moment so that you can think about it. And if you need more time, just pause the video. So let yourself think about it, something that you really wish that you could erase. Okay, now imagine for a moment that you have a magic wand and you could wave that wand and make this thing that you did disappear. It would no longer impact you negatively in any way. It would be a total non-issue. Sure, you'd still remember that you did it, but it would have no negative impact on you whatsoever. It would be as if it didn't happen. Imagine that. Think about it. It's as if it didn't happen. How would your life be different? What wouldn't you have to do anymore? Stop beating yourself up. Stop denying yourself something that you really want. Stop punishing yourself with guilt. Just think about it for a few seconds. What wouldn't you have to do? And what could you let yourself do? What wishes or desires could you pursue if this thing was completely erased from your life? What expressions of happiness and joy could you let yourself have? What peace of mind could you feel? How much different would your life be if you could erase this thing that you did? That's what forgiveness can give you. And not only that, but with forgiveness, you can take whatever you wish you could erase right now and use it to become so much stronger and wiser, so much more powerful and successful. You could use it to become so much happier, joyous, and carefree. Rather than it being something that you wish you could erase, it could actually become something that makes you stand taller and prouder, not because of what you did, but because of how you responded to it. Remember, everyone makes mistakes and will continue to make mistakes for the rest of their lives, even big ones. It's just part of the human condition. But very few people use those mistakes to catapult themselves forward in their growth, to become more of the sacred being that they truly are. With forgiveness, with this miraculous gift from the divine, you can do exactly that. And when you do, your life becomes so much more beautiful and loving. Everything gets easier, including taking risks and going for what you really want, because you know that whatever happens, you'll have a soft place to land, and you'll be able to become more out of it. Whether you succeed or fail, you can always become more when you know how to forgive yourself. You can also allow yourself to have more and more of your most heartfelt dreams, desires, and wishes. Dreams, desires, and wishes that you may unknowingly be denying yourself right now because you haven't forgiven yourself, because you're stuck inside those prison walls. It is a miraculous energy. When you forgive, things can happen beyond what you could ever imagine or expect. Miraculous things. And this gift from the divine, this energy, is waiting for you right now. It is all around you like the air. You can be as free as you're willing to be if you will learn the steps and forgive. No matter what has happened, no matter what you've done or has been done to you, you deserve to receive this gift of forgiveness from the divine. You matter. You are important. You are valuable. And you're worth it. You're worth it 100%. You deserve to be free. You deserve to be totally and completely free. Let yourself forgive. Let yourself breathe again. Thank you for this time together. I wish you an abundance of love's magic and love's miracles. Until next time.